Now that I've cut ties with Mr. J, I'm about to learn that a lot of people want me dead.
Alone.
And at the top of that list is this guy.
And so peaceful.
But it turns out that wasn't the only dame in Gotham looking for emancipation.
You fall in love.
He's after all of us. The kid just robbed him. You betrayed him. You killed his BFF.
What?
You are so cool.
You never.
And you're dumb enough to be building a case against him. So, unless we all want to die very unpleasant deaths, we're gonna have to work together.
Sure.
Psychologically speaking.
Aloha! This is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man. And last night, opening night, Thursday night of Birds of Prey and the fabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Or something like that. Whatever the title of this movie is, it has Harley Quinn in it. It's the Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey show movie with Ian McGregor as the Black Mask. Margot Robbie returns as Harley Quinn. Yet, not really the Harley Quinn that we got in Suicide Squad, nor what we may be familiar with in the comics, and certainly not the Harley Quinn from the DC animated streaming TV show cartoon that is currently on, still in its first season. Well, but without further ado, shock a thumbs up. It's good to see. I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down. It's bad to see. It's junk. I don't recommend it. And for Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, or Birds of Prey and the fabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn, it is a shock a thumbs down. I cannot say that you should go watch this movie and pay for it. This is a weird movie. And it's weird because, you know, so much was riding on this movie. You know, with the success of Suicide Squad, the success of Harley Quinn in both the comics, the Batman, the animated series, you know, and to top it all off, this new animated series on DC's streaming service. You know, there was a lot of anticipation for this movie, and when the movie trailers came out, there was a lot of worry. What the general audience, what the male audience prefers to see from Harley Quinn is that cheesecake factor. Make no doubt about it. That is it. That, along with the humor and the crazy gags, you know, thrown in there a little bit is, you know, feminine empowerment. However, this movie takes it to an extreme, and Margot Robbie as a producer on this, I feel had a direct push onto this, I hate to use the word, but agenda. You know, agenda's gotten a dirty rap associated with using that word, but unfortunately it fits for this movie. What we have seen, you know, from the trailers, that this movie encompasses major DC characters, many well-known, established, thanks to the CW Arrowverse show from Green Arrow, and also the comics and the animated series, you know, Justice League Unlimited. We got to know who the Huntress was in both the animated Justice League shows and especially Stephen Amell's Arrow show, which I believe it was season 3 and some of season 4, The Huntress comes back. But over the entire 8 years of Arrow, we have seen the Black Canary. We have seen Dinah Drake later on, and Laurel, coming on and assuming the mantle of Black Canary, both from her sister that became White Canary, and then finally the Earth Evil 2 doppelganger, Black Siren, to only become good as the Black Canary again. And thus the new Arrow show was born, Green Arrow and the Black Canaries, soon to probably be coming out on the CW network. Even Stephen Amell's Arrow show, when it prompted the use of the Suicide Squad, there was an introduction of Harley Quinn, kind of a teaser at the end, little Easter egg, where she is in her cell and she asks to join them before they depart on their mission. But due to contracting conflictions, the real life Suicide Squad movie, the Berlanti verse on CW for all of the DC Arrowverse shows had to drop both the Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn, and thus even had to stop using the Huntress, just to name a few of the other characters. This movie also introduces Cassandra Cane. That name may not mean anything to anybody not knowledgeable of the comic books, but some of the people who have played the Arkham game knows that they can get a skin version to play as the character of Batgirl Cassandra Cane, which had a fabulous run, in the later mid-2000s up until 2010, where DC finally stopped the comic book series and ended it, and essentially since the New 52 had pretty much ridden her off the face of the planet. And in many's eyes, including my own, Cassandra Cane was the best Batgirl, because it didn't eliminate Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, but because she was paralyzed, she had taken on the role of Oracle, and Batgirl worked with her along with some of the Birds of Prey at times, and as an assistant of Batman. But she was erased from the comic book history, essentially, and replaced with Damian Wayne, which is essentially a male version of the Cassandra Cane character, born and raised and as an assassin, taken into the Bruce Wayne household to be raised by him and mentored and guided towards, greatness, but instead of a Batgirl as Robin, and of course being his own blood son. Vice and adopted Cassandra Cane that later became adopted as, Bruce Wayne, or, Cassandra Wayne. So anybody associated, strongly knowledgeable of the comic books for all of these characters, Harley Quinn, Black Canary, the Huntress, Cassandra Cane, and even Black Mask, will be sorely disappointed and understand my reasoning for the shock of thumbs down. Again, if you've only seen Suicide Squad, even that will cause this movie to leave a bitter taste in your mouth, as this is not the Harley Quinn version we see from Suicide Squad even. This is not the happy-go-lucky Harley Quinzel that we had seen being freed by the Joker, working with the Suicide Squad. This starts off, she is alone, she has broken up from the Joker, she makes this public, and as it is public, everybody who's had a grudge, I guess, against the Joker feels that they can take their wrath out on her, as she is no longer protected by Joker status. We don't really get to see the Joker in this or know what his feelings are on this. There's a slight reference to the Suicide Squad, flashback where she jumps into the vat of acid, is held by a figure, but it doesn't zoom in on Jared Leto's face as the Joker. We never get his take on this. Or we never find the rationale of why and what leads to this breakup, as we do see in the Harley Quinn animated series on DC streaming. And how she copes with that breakup. In this one, she's already broken up. She just makes it official. And it takes the subversion, well, not even a subversion, it goes the normal standard trope of, hey, she's single now, Black Mask is interested in her as revenge, as maybe a sex object, you name it, there she is, and she needs a man's protection. That's that. And which Black Mask in the comics is much more intelligent than he is portrayed here. Ian McGregor does a wonderful job of playing whatever character he is playing in this movie. But those in the comics know that Black Mask is not some 2-bit Joker wannabe, that he is unhinged in this movie, playing it kind of a combination of a Riddler, Joker-esque character. Maybe that's the only direction Ian McGregor was given, but we do not see, we see the lethality of Black Mask, Ian McGregor's character, however, not any of the substance, any of the menace, any of the terror that he is known for. He is, in many respects, a joke, second to the Joker, and thus laughed off by Harley Quinn and most of the Birds of Prey, who aren't even called the Birds of Prey in this movie, as it is all an origin story, and you get like a 30-second flashback to, Montoya. Anybody not associated with the comics won't know who that character is. She's a police detective that was originally created in the Batman animated series, had a long story arc, and even longer in the comics, brought over like Harley Quinn into the comics and had a wonderful arc there. In this, she is just a bitter old police detective that falls in with Harley Quinn and much of the Birds of Prey huntress, Cassandra Cane and Black Canary, all just accidentally fall into Harley Quinn being hunted by Black Mask, as a ruse to get this diamond that has, is basically a treasure hunt, has a treasure map inside the diamond, essentially. So there you have it. There's the entire plot scenario of it. None of the characters feel like they should, and that is a shame. Maybe the movie was betting that we don't know a lot of these characters. We've only seen Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, is what maybe the creators of this movie were thinking, and thus they could do whatever. But she is a well-established, well-oiled character from both the animated series, the new animated series that she stars in, the comic books, which she has had her own run, plus multiple issues in Batman itself, where we know this character, we know she wouldn't do such things, or would do them in a different way and have a different motivation. This is all so contrived. This is like, I compared it on my Instagram post after the movie to being like a Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie, to the Sam Raimi Darkman movie and those subsequent sequels to that movie. It feels like a comic book movie, but it feels like it should be it feels like a generic comic book movie, whereas they just took the names of these characters, didn't really know anything about them, and just threw them into a movie. It's like, yeah, that name, the Huntress, Black Canary, that sounds cool. Oh, we'll make Cassandra Cane just a thief, a pickpocket, and Harley Quinn is just Margot Robbie on a bad day. Ridiculous. So if you are a serious fan of the comics, of any history of Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, of Cassandra Cane, of Detective Montoya, of the Black Mask, from the comics, from the animated series, this is a strong shock of thumbs down in the worst way possible. If you have no idea about this movie, about these characters, and you just go to the theater, it's like, oh, what's this? And you check it out, you will get a little bit of bang for your buck from some of the action scenes, as they are well shot. There is a baseball bat scene that is pretty good, I admit, and I was entertained by that. But that's one scene out of the entire hour and 45 minutes of this movie. That lasts maybe at the most 5 minutes. One 5-minute baseball bat scene where Harley Quinn uses an aluminum baseball bat on some thugs. And that was pretty close to, that was as close and the best that we get of Harley Quinn throughout this entire movie. When it's streaming, when it's on USA, when it's on USA, the FX network, weekend movie, then yeah, check it out. Netflix, even check it out there. But I wouldn't pay to see this movie unless you already have Netflix. I wouldn't even say rent it on iTunes. It's that ridiculous and far-fetched from the characters. It does nothing to add to their world or this creation of extending the DC universe or any of these other superheroes. And be warned, they try to do like a little Easter egg after the credits, but it's so not worth sticking around for. It's just a name drop on Batman, and that's it. Totally ridiculous. Not worth it in the least. I'm sorry to say. I had high hopes for this movie. I wanted it to be good. I'm a fan of comic books and of these superhero movies, but this is not one that is worth seeing at the theater. All right. Sorry. So much to say about this movie. And I've just covered a little bit, but those are my major gripes and why I give it a shock of thumbs down. All right, thank you so much. This is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, saying shock of thumbs down for Birds of Prey, the fabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn. Just wait till it's on TV. All right, mahalo, thank you, and aloha.